Hello, hello, everyone. We're back for another episode of Password, hopefully, I think. And, I was kind of hoping there'd be like a main menu image for like every character, but it seems like we're back to Dave already. So that's what it's Dave, Roswell, Hoss, Orlando, and Sal. So Tyson and Dean don't have one, I guess. That's a little sad. But let's just go. Man, as soon as I get on a path, I feel like I'm just gonna have to forego the whole like rotating saves thing. But whatever. So day 5. So what? Last time Roswell got lost in the woods and everyone's angry at Dave for letting that happen, I guess. Is what it is. When morning came along, I felt as though I hadn't slept at all. Roswell was still probably lost out in the forest. It was light out, so part of me hoped that he'd made his way towards the house once it was pitch black. Once it wasn't pitch black. Alas, after I'd gotten dressed and checked his room, nothing. I collapsed in a chair and groaned into my hands. I was the first one up this morning, it seems, or at least the first one to arrive in the dining room. Sal and Hoss arrived first, coming in at the same time. Morning. I covered my head in my hands, looking instead to Sal. You look distraught. Are you still worried about Roswell? Of course he is. I am as well. I think we all are. Dave, have you at least slept? Yeah. You look a bit rough there, buddy. It was something. I could do with some more, though. What sleep I did get was interrupted. Interrupted? By who? Or what? Don't know. All I know is that I heard something, went to check it out, and I gestured loosely in the air. I wasn't sure what I'd seen, or even what I'd heard. I didn't hear anything. I think I can explain that, or at least maybe a reason for that. What's that? Just something I've noticed. But a lot of the rooms seem to be naturally soundproofed. I'm not sure why. I wonder if I should remember that. I'm not sure why they would be, but just something I've noticed. It explained the lack of sound anyway. But why did I hear something? Maybe you didn't hear anything at all, and it was just just thought you did. Only other explanation would be that your room was for whatever reason isn't soundproofed. Hoss took a seat and fixed his mane, while Sal sat down and patiently waited. I wasn't sure what he was waiting for, but my guess would be breakfast. Next to arrive was Dean and Orlando, visibly unrested, much like me. Good morning. No sign of Roswell yet? Please say someone's seen him. When no reply came, Orlando sighed. Well, all right. I'm going to get a cup of coffee to wake up, then I'm going to go look for him, I think. I'll come too. Best to make sure, right? The three of us filed out back while Orlando headed right over to the tree line to look for Roswell. He's not here. Well, no, but it's a big forest. Chances are he's just on his way back now that he can see. Well, all right. How about you and me go look over there? Look over here. Dave, you can you check over there for me? Don't go wandering into the forest, though. All right, got it. Wandering in the direction of the pool, I don't know why, but I assumed that maybe Roswell could have just decided to have an early morning swim. Roswell? Everything was still, quiet, a clear sign that Roswell wasn't here. The more I looked, though, the more my heart sank. If I could magically go back and stop him from going out into the woods, would that have made things better? I wandered over to the trees and called again before hearing a presence behind me. Oh, hello, Sal. Are you all right? I'm just looking for Roswell. You haven't seen him, have you? He just shook his head, coming to stand next to me. I have faith that he'll be fine. Lost, maybe, but fine. What makes you say that? The children normally survive these stories. Okay. But Roswell's not a kid. None of us are, Sal. Besides, what if it's dangerous? This seems to make him think, and he called out into the forest for Roswell. His voice was louder than mine, but all the same, no Roswell appeared. What should we do? Don't know. Are Dean and Orlando still searching? I think so, yeah. Well, okay. What did you want to do? Go into the woods and look for Roswell. I don't think Dean would like that. At least not if you went by yourself. You're probably right. I don't want to end up in the same boat as Roswell. We headed back inside, with Orlando heading into the kitchen, a jittering mess. Dean, however, was rubbing his head, readying himself to go searching in the woods, in the forest for Roswell. I follow Orlando to the kitchen, figuring I could get some coffee before I followed Dean out into the forest. Are you holding up okay? I think so. I know I came down hard on you, but I'm just worried about him, so sorry about that. He was making sandwiches, and I wandered over and gave him a hug. I'm sorry, too. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Roswell when he gets back. Ty wandered into the kitchen, looking for something. Oh, hey, Ty. Hey, what's happening in here? Orlando's making sandwiches. I pointed to the coffee machine, expecting Tyson to fill in the blank. Why are you making sandwiches? For lunch. Just trying to be useful. No one asks you to be useful. We have a butler. I looked between Tyson and Orlando, wondering how he managed to get in before I did. If you want to cook, fine, but there's other shit you could do if you're bored. He wandered over, grabbing one of the ready-made sandwiches before bailing again. Did he just? What? Was he just being nice now? Yes, why? He's normally so abrasive. He's an alright guy. I've been trying to tell you this. I've been trying to tell everyone this. If he was less scary, I'd help. Yeah. I didn't realize just how deep their feelings for him ran. It was different for me, but a lot of that was because I'd seen a different side of him. If you're sure, I'm willing to try, I think. It'd make things easier if we got along, that's for sure. So long as he doesn't bully me around, I think we'll be okay. So long as you try, I'll be thankful. Just don't go poisoning his food, yeah? Oh, I would never, promise. I took notice of what Orlando was doing and saw that he was paying a special attention to a certain set of sandwiches in particular. Why are those sandwiches special? Are they for me? Oh, don't worry about these ones. They aren't good enough. They look fine to me, but... So I went to reach out for them, and Orlando batted my hand away. Hands off. Those are for Sal. You're giving not good sandwiches to Sal? No, I mean, they're not. I'm not, I look between the sandwiches and Orlando's face, the slightest tinge of red flushing in his scales. Orlando, do you? You don't have a crush on Sal, do you? No, don't be silly. Orlando sighed, rubbing his head, moving his hand back to comb his mane with his fingers. Please don't tell anyone. I don't think I'm entirely sure yet. Oh, okay. I mean, Sal's like... I gestured big with my arms, trying to simulate his size and stature. Okay, no more of that. I just remembered I, have something very important I need to do, and you were going to help Dean, right? I laughed and was about to comment when I saw Roswell emerge through the trees from the kitchen window. Roswell? I raced out of the kitchen, into the foyer, and out the back door. Roswell looked rough, and he was dragging his feet behind him. With how roughly I tackled him, he almost fell over, but he weakly hugged me back. You're alive. Yeah, of course I'm alive. I'm so sorry I didn't, and then I was rambling at this point, but a lot of it was relief. Still, he smiled at me as if nothing was wrong. Would you believe it? I intended to come back, but ended up walking in circles and getting lost. I'm sorry I didn't do anything to help you find your way back. I didn't think that would have helped anyway. I got really far in. Sure, but how? Roswell started to explain that he thought he could smell something strange out in the forest, and that he thought it was truffles. He went to head back when he started to get dark and got lost. Turned out all he'd done is walk in a huge circle, ended up at the stream, and tried camping there after it became too dark to see. Near the end of his story, he started coughing violently, and I brought him inside to Orlando in the kitchen. Haas was in there too, apparently making some tea as I guided Roswell in, but by the hand he was coughing, and he sat on one of the stools nearby. You look pretty rough, Roswell. No surprise there, but that cough. Please tell me you weren't outside this whole time. Roswell and I both whined, although for very different reasons. Well, okay. Orlando placed a hand on Roswell's head with a frown. I think you have a fever, too. Think that cough has something to do with it? Maybe. I looked to Roswell, wondering what could be the best for him right now. Well, probably medication, like, all things considered. Do we have some medicine, aspirin or something? Maybe. I'll go have a look. What about some tea, Roswell? That could help. Would that help? Sure, thanks. Roswell and I watched as Orlando and Haas scoured about. To be honest, I was feeling sluggish only because the worry had worn me out already. Hey, Dave. His voice was held low, and it seemed as though the others hadn't heard him, or at the very least, they didn't make any sign of listening in. Yeah? Thanks for, being worried about me. I chuckled, scratching the fur on the back of my neck. It felt weird for Roswell to be thanking me, given I was the reason he was out there to begin with. We spent some time getting Roswell medicated to try to get on top of that whatever cold he had caught being out in the woods all night. Given he'd been out all night, he needed a fresh change of clothes and probably could do with a nap. Orlando wasted no time in ushering Roswell out of the kitchen, presumably taking him upstairs. Well, I'm sure Roswell's in good hands now. I think I'm going to go take a brief cat nap. Want me to wake you for dinner? Oh, no, that's fine. I don't plan to sleep the day anyway. Sleep the day away. All right, well, I'll see you then on. I watched Roswell, what am I thinking? Haas leave, and looked around the kitchen one last time before heading out myself. I found myself waiting in the foyer. Yo. Oh, hey Dean, what's up? Not a whole lot. To be honest, wondering where you ended up. Just helping Roswell out with Orlando and Haas. How's he holding up? Not too bad, I think. Needs a shower, some rest. He'll probably be alright. Oh, good. He looked kind of rough when he came in, but if you think he'll be fine, well... Right, come with me. Been waiting to show you how things are going in the greenhouse. Been working on stuff, or... You'll have to see when we get there. Oh. Dean took me by the arm and dragged me through the backyard towards the greenhouse. All right. Okay. But did you have to drag me all the way here? Maybe not, but it was sort of fun. We're here now. What did you want to show me? Oh, right, this way. I think I left it around here somewhere. Dean was rummaging through bits and pieces of the side, off to the side before exclaiming and pulling me closer. See? He was excitedly gesturing around a small sprout in the soil. It looked like just a random plant to me. Great? You have no idea what this is, do you? It's a plant, I can tell that much. Not just any plant, it's a flower. Odd that it'd be here, though. Oh, what kind is it? Why don't you guess? Bitch, I don't know. I don't know. A lily? Interesting guess. Any reason why? Just the first one that came to mind, really. Let me tell you. It's a daffodil. It's a daffodil sprout. Okay. Oh, that's cool, I guess. You don't remember, do you? No, I think I remember. It was a year ago now. I don't even remember what time of the year it was. I do remember that it was early morning, early enough that I hadn't had my morning coffee. Ugh, coffee. There were a couple of people milling about the cafe. Seemed as though most people sitting down here having coffee or something, or some breakfast, most people were getting their drinks to go, collecting them from the far end of the counter. Soon enough, I was at the front, the cashier chuckling to themselves as I approached. With a chuckle, they rang me up with my usual, and I shuffled over. I shuffled over to where I was used to waiting for my coffee. I remember you looking so out of it, Dave. Hey, like you're any better before coffee. True. I must have zoned out. I felt a fur hand brush mine as I reached out for my coffee. Oh, sorry there, buddy. Huh? Boy, I know that expression. Looks like you need this more than me. Go for it. Oh, thanks. I found myself staring, the broad frame of a bear before me. I hadn't taken a sip of coffee yet, and I already felt my face warming up. So, are you... coffee for Dean? Oh, this one is mine. The bear took a fresh cup and a fresh coffee and sipped it immediately, sighing out his content. And then we just sort of stood there staring at each other. So, hey, so this is a long shot, but want to share a table? That's pretty forward. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm a bad judge for that, but that seems forward, and I'm gonna say yes. Sure, why not? Awesome, follow me. I know just the place. I followed the bear to a table, but before I could sit down, he pulled a chair out and gestured for me to sit with a goofy grin. Accept the offer? Yeah, sure. Once more, I felt my face go red, but I sat down in the chair, and the bear pushed me in before taking a chair opposite. This is nice, right? I wasn't too busy, and it was quiet without being completely silent, and despite how I disliked mornings, it was pleasantly sunny. The table he'd led us to was by the window. On the other side of the glass were potted plants with daffodils in full bloom. Oh yeah, it's Dave, right? Says it on your cup. The name's Dean Orson. Oh, nice to meet you, Dean. Pleasure's all mine. You look as much a morning person as I do, though. Why are you up so early, anyway? He's in high school, right? But I don't know what day of the week it is, so I guess I do gotta, like... He said he worked at a gym, right? Looked at with the morning shift today. Well, an earlier shift than usual, at least. Ouch, I know that feeling. You have my sympathy there. What about you, though? Oh, me? I'm normally up this time. No point staying in bed, at least. You don't like sleeping in? Oh, I do. Lately, I've been needing to help out the younger brothers at work, though. Oh, yeah? Based on how Dean was dressed, he looked like every stereotype of a lumberjack right down to his plaid shirt. At a lumber mill or something? I know I look the type, but no, I'm not a lumberjack. Okay, fuck. At least not yet. Little brother runs his own pizza chain. I just help out where I can. You make pizza? I can make it anyway. Away, all right. I can put it away, all right. Okay, yeah. Dean patted his stomach, chuckling. But nah, I just usually help clean things up. More like a janitor, really. I watched as he looked out the window, seemingly awestruck by the flowers. You know, these flowers are pretty interesting. You know stuff about flowers? Hey, I know stuff about a lot of different things. But daffodils are just interesting, right? For starters, did you know their sap is toxic to other flowers? Can't plant other things with them without everything but the daffodils dying. You can soak them to dilute their sap, but even then it's iffy. But despite all that, they have naturally occurring stuff that gets used in medicine. Last I heard, it was helpful for brain cancer or something. From daffodils? The next few minutes, Dean looked at the flowers before turning back to me. Hey, this is going to be real forward, but I figured there's no other way to really ask, but would you like to get some coffee again? Sometime? Yeah. You know, as a date? Whoa, no kidding about being forward. Sorry, but you're cute. Thanks. I want to get to know you better. I have this gut feeling, you know. I guess. I mean, just presumptuous I'm even into other guys, let alone bears. That's fair. But I'm not hearing a no, though. He was right about one thing about me liking guys, though. I wasn't opposed to bears either. We're gonna click yes. Before I could get the words out of my mouth, Dean's phone ringing made him jump, the bear digging around in his pocket. Whoa, hold on. Let me check this. Damn work getting in the way. Guess you gotta get going, huh? Yeah. You'll just have to let me know about the next, that date next time I see you. I watched as Dean grabbed his coffee, making his way out the front cafe before calling back. Nice to meet you, Dave. See you tomorrow. Funny enough, I did see him the day after, just not at the cafe. Well, if daffodils are toxic, you're going to have to remove it, right? Oh, right. You're right. Digging his hand into the dirt, Dean scooped out the seedling and placed it off to the side. I might replace it in a separate pot, or at least I know what it is proper. Wait, you don't actually know what it is? Not in the slightest. After all, it hasn't flowered yet. Who knows what this could be? Could just be a tulip for all I know. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Dean wandered off deeper into the greenhouse with the seedling, calling over her shoulder. Come on, let's go find a pot for this thing. For the next few hours, I helped Dean water the plants. He seemed quite content replanting some seedlings on his own. And I didn't really know what I was doing outside of sticking them into dirt and walking away. That was a productive day. You did most of the work. I just sort of made stuff wet. Oh, you were making things wet, all right. Jesus Christ. Actually, on that note, I was going to go for a swim before dinner. Want to join me? Won't dinner be sooner? Won't dinner be ready soon as it is? Maybe, but I really want to check out the hot tub. So less of a swim and more of just lounge around in hot water, huh? Hey, you're welcome to join me if you want. Tell you what, after dinner, I'll totally join you in the hot tub. But only if there's no funny business. Just hanging out with clothes in the hot tub, right? Well, shoot. There's there goes my idea to go naked. Now, no one's ever going to be around. Those are my terms, buddy. Your call. All right. After dinner, we'll hot tub. Don't expect me to forget, though. If that's the case, then let me go pick up some trunks to wear. Gotta make sure I'm presentable for later. Probably should shower quick, too. All right, see you at dinner. It's a date. With a hop in his step, Dean headed inside with me close behind. For the rest of the afternoon, I just played around on my phone in my room. What a loser. Just sitting on your phone? Jesus Christ. My phone just sits on my desk, draining its own battery life, because I don't care about it. When it was time for dinner, rather than file into the dining room, we all gathered into the room we knew as the rec room. We're having dinner in here, right? That's right. Do I want to know why? Why can't we just do it because it's fun? Okay. I get it. Just, I don't know. What's there to get? Dean was still damp from what I could tell, having clearly favored getting to dinner on time rather than drying properly. Pizza, movie, and then after, hot tub. Guess this is happening sooner than I thought. I swear this has nothing to do with me, Ty. This is all Orlando. Well, alright. Guess we're all getting buddy-buddy, too. Oh, I looked around to see, and it seems as though Sal was settling himself in a beanbag, with Dean milling about for one of his own. Ty bumped me on the shoulder, leaning in close to my ear, putting his hairs on the back of my neck on edge. Maybe we should just find a spot and get cozy together. In another route, Ty, in another route. The words were no sooner out of my mouth than I noticed Dean staring daggers at him. Ty just picked a spot and pulled out his phone. Dean's still trying to melt his target with his laser eyes. Okay. Well, this is a bit cozy, isn't it? You're telling me. I just thought we needed it is all. It's not a bad idea. We are on vacation after all. That's what I was thinking. Nothing beats just hanging out on a comfy beanbag with a good pizza either. I'm guessing we're still not decided on a movie too, given how things are set up. Not yet. Was going to make sure everyone had food before we go and through the list though. Seems like a decent way to go about it. Shame Roswell can't join us though. Understandable, given that what he went through though. I can only imagine how rough he must feel. Still, we'll make it up to him soon. We haven't been here a week yet, and we've got the rest of the month to go. Orlando left to go get dinner, and I was left to with a choice of who to sit next to. What? I can't choose Sal? What? I'm surprised they're still giving me options with this when it's I feel like I've just committed for the first route anyway. I think I'll do Tyson second. That's probably the next character that I'm oh, maybe. I wandered over close to Dean and pushed him down into the closest beanbag he was lingering near. Whoa. As Dean sat down in his assigned seat, he held his arms out as if he was expecting me to just sit down in his lap. I held his gaze longer than I should have. It was tempting, especially after today. Really? Really? I mean, I want to see how far it goes. He looked a mix of between shocked and delighted when I moved closer still. As I sat down, he guided me into his lap, as if we were handling one of his seedlings. Surprisingly, he was a little more comfortable than I gave him credit for. And given how close I was, his hands weren't wandering either. Hey, I didn't think you'd actually. His voice was held real low. Affectionate, intimate. Well, you know. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it. It's nice, don't get me wrong. Just, yeah. I was thinking you might not. Stop here, though. Oh, yeah, for sure. But... Oh no. What did I do? Oh, it's nothing, but, unless you plan on feeding me pizza, I don't think this is going to work. I mean, if you want me to. Not this time, Dean, but sometime. I'd be down, I think. It probably wasn't my most elegant moment, but I rolled off his lap into the beanbag next to him. So dinner and a movie, huh? Does this count as a date? I mean, it might as well be. It's the closest we've ever gotten. Granted, it's a date for all of us. Also depends on what movie we've got going on. Yeah, no kidding. Don't know what we're going to be watching, but I hope it's something, well, really anything not sappy. Oh yeah? I thought, Casanova like you would be all over those mushy romance films. Hell no. Well, give me a good comedy any day, for sure, but depends who I'm with, I suppose. We talked among ourselves for a little longer before Orlando showed back up, balancing too many plates at once. Haas jumped up and helped him out, and the two of them made another trip back to get the rest of them. Geez, Orlando didn't hold back when making pizza, did he? I may have made a little too much, but that just means leftovers. And who doesn't love leftover pizza? I don't really like leftovers at all, but, you know, that's just me. He had a point. Wow, I'm just distracted. You know, I think that was the first time I went to get some water, and I didn't just, like, immediately, like, miss my mouth and get all over my lap during this game. So, you know, first time for everything, right? He had a point. Does also mean that he didn't have to be in the kitchen fixing us food all day, every day if he didn't want to. True. Alright, all we need to do now is the movie, right? Why don't you pick? You're trusting me to pick? Why not? I think you've got some good idea of what people like. I'm just happy to sit down and hang out with my friends. Plus Tyson. You're just gonna single out Tyson like that? Jesus. Well, yeah, but I'm willing to try. Still, I'm gonna just take some pizza and wait for a movie to start. Make it a good one. Man, I hate movie genres. Do you? Do you also hate movie genres? I fucking do. I don't even watch movies based on genre. I'm usually just like, yo, do I like the people who made it? Or I'm just kind of like, you know, you just take a chance. Like, whatever. I usually don't care. I normally don't like romance, though. I'm thinking about this too hard. We were always gonna pick horror, because that's really funny, like, to do at a party. I would probably just leave, though. Like, if someone actually put on a horror movie, I'd be like, nah, I'm out. I'm walking home. But, you know how it is. I just think it'd be a funny choice for this. I figured bonding over a scary movie wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, especially with pizza in the mix to take the edge off. It should have been fine, right? I heard Orlando shriek 5 times within the first half of the movie. He excluded himself shortly after, almost In tears? Oh my god. Orlando, I'm not sorry. He came back though, but lingered in the corner of the room with the pizza cutter in his hand. Apparently, just in case. Oh, right, he's superstitious. Right. I completely forgot. Uh, by the end of it, Orlando was a mess. Tyson had a almost greedy look on his face the whole time. I didn't realize that he liked them that much. The others didn't seem to be bothered at all by it, but we all had a jolt where the movie just gave us a good scare anyway. When everything was said and done, well, that was a movie night. I could see him still holding the extra pizza cutter in his hand, and he was trembling a little bit. I felt bad for the guy and wondered if he was going to sleep all right tonight. Not bad, not bad. Dean was lingering closer, occasionally bumping me just from being too close. I'd be up for doing it again, for sure. Group activities. This feels like a vacation now. Yeah, I'd be down for hanging out again. That wasn't so bad. You weren't bad either. I was impressed. Boss? Oh, Tyson's just here. He's just hanging out. You don't, you know. Maybe the things I was hearing about you were wrong. I decided not to point out that people didn't typically talk during movies, but they weren't fighting, so it was fine. So long as it's shit like this, I'm down. We lingered around for a bit before a few of us turned in for the night. Not me, though. Told Dean that I'd hot tub with him tonight, so as long as we were clothed, so long as it was just enjoying the hot water. I must have hot-footed it all the way to the rec room after dinner to beat me down here. He was already lingering by the side of the pool, waiting for me to arrive. Took you a while. Hey, I got here as soon as I could. I didn't think you'd be this eager. How could I not? It's a hot tub, Dave. A hot tub. Hot tub. Yeah. Well, did you at least get it to going while you were waiting? Nah, figured we could pick the temperature together and all that. Don't really know how hot you like it and stuff. I'm pretty easy. Not like that. Well, alright. Time to strip down, I guess. Let's go. Dean hurried over to the hot tub and started undressing off to the side. So his clothes were well clear of the water. I half expected him to strip down completely as a convenient mistake, but he was just wearing his swim trunks under his undergarment. Yeah, I've done the same, pulling my clothes off on top of Dean's. He fiddled with the control panel, and I slip in. No sooner than I'd touched the water Dean was sliding into. Ah, yeah, this is the stuff. They have a bridge? What the fuck? That's kind of cool. I don't think that was in like the other background. Shit. That's all right. The water quickly warmed up, bubbling on the surface. Oh yeah, this is cool. Right? I just sat back and let my mind wander, occasionally looking across to Dean, who was looking more relaxed than I'd ever seen him. You seem to enjoy this a fair bit, though. Thought about getting one for your place? Ha, I wish. Maybe when I'm a homeowner rather than renting, for sure. Ah, yeah, I suppose that'd make it hard, huh? Oh, it makes things hard, all right. Dean. Sorry. What about you, though? Thought about where you're living now that everything's over? Not really. Everyone else seems to have some sort of plan, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Nothing wrong with that. At least I don't think so. Yeah? You have time. There was another stretch of silence, and I found myself getting drowsy from the hot water. Now I just feel cold. Yeah, I know that feeling. We look at each other briefly. I think I'm shrinking just standing here. Ugh, feelings mutual. Come on, let's go inside. Well, I guess this is good night, Dave. Yeah, I guess so. If you have trouble sleeping, you know where I'll be. Hell, if you want, feel free to just come by. Come in when you wake up. We'll see, Dean. We'll see. All right, good night. I watched Dean wander upstairs with a notable spring in his step. He was wobbling slightly, but that could have just been the tiredness. As soon as I got in, I collapsed on my bed for all of the minute before forcing myself to shower. Now that I was clean, I jumped back in bed, checking my phone one last time before calling it a night. A message from Dean? Sleep tight, handsome. See you in the Jesus Christ. I couldn't help but laugh just a bit, but I left the message without replying, all the same. See, that's reasonable, though. Because that's how I leave all of my messages. Someone messages me. Just... yes. Not going to reply to that. Sleep found me quick. Thoughts of Dean running through my mind as I drifted off. What's the point of this path thing? I keep thinking it's gonna eventually be like Dave, but whatever. I'm halfway through my save slots. No. No. What am I supposed to do? But okay. Another fun day hanging out with Mr. Horny Bear. So, that's nice. We'll stop here. Get back to... I meant to click title. Yeah. Yeah. See you around, everyone.